Right, there's some interesting options.
We've got one spin again, one reverse spin, I don't know what difference that makes, and some really interesting places. Should we go?
Let's do it.
Second half of the alphabet, here we go.
Oh,
it's reverse.
A reverse spin.
We're going to Nepal.
Nepal.
Comment down below, let us know what dish should we be trying to get Ben to cook without him knowing what it is.
So massive thank you to everyone who sent in recommendations for Nepalese dishes. We've selected one, but we're going to break tradition. And I'm actually going to show you the finished dish, and you're going to try and work out how to make it using just the ingredients in front of you.
Ooh. We're breaking that tradition, because usually in this series, we break every tradition of every...
of the country. No, we'll probably do that as well. Many traditions will be broken. We apologise in advance. Boys, this is what you're making.
Onion, they look like onion rings.
Yeah, like a fried onion, well not onion, a fried ring.
Of dough.
Of dough or batter.
Yeah.
This dish is called sel roti. But why don't you get cracking with how on earth you think you're going to start putting this together?
Observation so far, wet rice. Rice that has been soaking for some time and then has been drained and what I presume to be cloudy water that came out of it.
Correct. Rice has been soaked for over 12 hours.
No, just
It's
soaked.
not been cooked, okay.
But smell it. It's lovely and fragrant, isn't it?
The long grain of similar nature, but I don't know if it's basmati. It's not
but it's
quite
more
long
just
enough,
like the soaking has really brought out a lot of the
aroma.
There are certain grains, like couscous, that don't need cooking. You can just cold soak them for long enough and they actually hydrate to the point where you can eat them.
Like cold brew coffee.
Like cold brew? No, not like cold brew coffee.
Exactly like cold brew coffee.
Whereas the rice, if you tried to crunch through a grain of rice that hadn't been soaked for 12 hours, you wouldn't be able to. No,
so why do you think we've soaked it?
Well, we're going to have to make a batter in order to make what look like donut rings. So I'm guessing we now blend soaked rice with sugar, which will make it go a golden colour, or maybe that gets added in afterwards, and
cardamom.
I don't understand what this is
Where
about.
does this come in?
We'll get to that later.
Should we blend that with a little bit of that and some of that?
So we're creating like a rice paste.
The other advantage we have is it's all laid out in front of us. And it wouldn't be there if we didn't need it, but there's oil to fry our donut rings in, and yet there's ghee. So we either fry them, then toss them in ghee and sugar, or the ghee and sugar goes into the batter. So a fair bit of rice. Now, do we want something like a donut dough that you can shape and roll into a dough?
Or are we going more churro, which is kind of poured and shaped that
I want
way?
to know whether we've been given this to shape it around or to squeeze it out of. With a little hole.
Nepal in South Asia, to the north of India in the Himalayas. Predominantly this dish is celebrated through Hindu festivals. So it's a celebratory sweet dish, normally used with old rice. So some rice that can be up to 6 months old.
Would it have fermented? Is it like a fermented? Because like fermented lentils and the equivalent mung beans make great batters in that part of the world.
So traditionally, yes, you would get a bit of the fermentation coming from the old rice.
Do you want some ricey water in there?
Yeah. Should we put that in a jug?
Yeah, that might be easier actually. Or in a bottle.
Put a plastic bottle in front of them, they're obsessed with it.
It's odd. It's very deliberately placed there, and yet quite odd.
Now, obviously, we want to get to a point where you do actually get near to the correct recipe, so I'll help you along. What I can tell you is the consistency you're looking for is that between a pancake batter and a cake batter. So in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I also have another ingredient to help you if you need it. Lots of the recipes that we researched do use it.
Rice flour. Excellent.
Right, okay, fine.
That can help you achieve the right consistency.
Lovely.
Right. What's important is with the soaked rice is this is still very textured. So we're going to go really, now we've got a liquid, we're going to go really, really high blend. And I think that's when we should add in our cardamom. Should we add in the whole husks or should we just add in the seeds within?
I'd say seeds. If we're going to blend, do you just want the seeds?
Also going to add some salt, because why not? I know it's a sweet dish and we've got sugar, but I think a little bit of salt's going to help. What do you reckon, Jay? I would say that's close to cake batter.
Yeah.
So maybe a little thinner, but
Not too far off.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much there.
In between, is it?
It's
Yeah.
a thick pancake batter.
Yeah.
Not like a crepe batter, but like a thick pancake batter. Could you pipe that into oil and make donuts? Ring donuts out of rice batter.
I can make blobs, but ring donuts will be harder.
But notice where they join, not as neat. So it's okay to start, to ring, and to rejoin. And maybe squeeze together in the oil.
Now, I don't know whether this is the correct terminology, but this is an enriched dough.
So we might need some ghee in the dough, is what I'm hearing from that.
I'm just thinking the more
Yeah.
liquid I want to make sure that you're given the best chance to achieve the right texture.
How much ghee do you want to go for?
Well, enriched, if you were making something like brioche dough or a donut dough, you add eggs, sometimes egg yolk, fat, usually butter, and sugar. One of those.
Yep.
And the same of sugar.
One of the whole thing.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those
One of
things.
those.
One of those things in your left hand, not one of those things in your right hand. Cardamom in. It's the seeds when they're ground up that are the really aromatic bit. But I think in this we'll just go straight in because the blender's pretty good. And some sugar.
Still no rice flour.
Still no rice flour yet. Having added more fat, we might now need it.
It looks like ice cream.
It now smells incredible. Because you've got the fragrance of the rice and the ghee and the cardamom with a little bit of sweetness.
It's done that thing where you've added liquid, which made it harder.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's now even smoother, so there's just more starch coming out of rice. More liquid.
Get in there, boys. You're doing a great job.
But we might have gone too much the other way now. Maybe our rice flour can help. Although,
That
now
is
more pancake batter.
definitely thick pancake batter, isn't it? Bit of flour?
Yeah.
You are very close.
That feels like the description that Mike gave us. Somewhere in between a cake batter and a thick pancake batter.
And you're right, like a tub of ice cream you've left out to defrost.
Yeah.
Should we stick with that? It smells incredible.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that is amazing.
Cardamom and fragrant rice.
So the name is believed to be derived from sel, which is a type of rice grown in the foothills of Nepal. These are found all over Nepal and have actually ventured into India and the surrounding areas as well, but particularly ubiquitous in Kathmandu. Found in bakeries, pastry shops. And like I said, people come together. These are a festival dish. One of the traditions they have sees the grooms gifting a basket of sel roti to the family of his bride before marriage. Okay, so you got your batter. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So, right, let's talk about the bottle. There are a couple of techniques here. One, the traditional one, is to scoop up the batter in your hands and let a little bit out and form a ring. Another safer version is to cut that bottle in half, turn it upside down, fill it with batter, and then you slowly let the batter pour out of the nozzle through your fingers to control the flow and pipe a circle, then whip it away.
Okay. The plastic bottle goes nowhere near the oil. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's just a vessel.
So has this got, in terms of technique, before I take the lid off and we go in, are we doing this, do we think?
Hand underneath, because you're going to basically control the flow if you need to.
Through the...
Yeah, and then you obviously take the bottle off and then you just let it go through your fingers in a circular shape. Once you meet the edge once, whip it away.
Right, Jay, I'm going to take it to 180 because I think once we add the cold batter,
It will.
and we're at 165, so no pressure. But get your lid ready.
Right.
If you get it right, it should sink as you form it and then float.
Go on, Jay, no pressure.
Here we go. Oh,
So
it might
then-
be a bit thick, but try. You could probably,
Oh,
I think it's,
hold it there.
On to the next one.
it's quite thick.
Yeah, it needs to be a bit looser than that.
Right, let's try again. A little bit more liquid. Better. Should just try it with my hands.
Yes, well done. Basically, you just need it to be able to pour consistently.
I think you could do it out of the jug almost. Like, do you want me to hold that?
For the video's sake, make a mess of this.
And to be fair, in the reference videos I've seen, it's two people, one pouring batter into another mate's hands while he whaps it.
We were going to
around in
do
a
this
circle.
tonight anyway, so actually it's just
4 tablespoons in the hand.
2, 3,
it.
4.
Here we go.
What do you do with that bit?
Make another one.
Right. Is that one? I don't know how to help you now.
My hands are now sticky, so you're going to have to fish those out, and I'm going to go again, because we've got it. It just needs a thicker flow.
You think a heavier pour than what you have?
Definitely heavier than I did.
Come on, Jay.
Lower to the oil as well, mate. Whoa!
That's such a spaff donut. This is what's so good about these videos, is relatively simple, but an inventive use of the ingredients from the region.
Yep.
But also the fact that it always comes down to the technique of either shaping, piping, or creating these things is always so much harder and intricate than it looks.
Then they make it look, when you see people have been doing it an awful lot more than we have. I've added a little bit more sugar to try and get a more golden colour, and I'm adding a little bit more flour, but I'm now just mixing it because the flour obviously doesn't need to be ground up.
Right.
Are you happy with the colour on that?
It looks like when Barry tries to go on holiday and tan.
So I've added a little bit more sugar and a little bit more rice flour to this batter. We'll get the temperature back up and we'll use the nozzle.
Go on, Ellis. Go on, Ellis.
No, it's still not thick enough even out of that. So there's our comedic splat.
We've got to the point now where if we create one good one, we're going to go mad with celebration. Come on, Ebbers.
Come on. Oh, smoother.
Yes,
Smoother.
yes.
Yeah. That is looking great, actually. Yeah. It's thick enough that you're getting the puff, which will create the different textures on the inside and the outside.
Look at that, Jay.
So now, a piping bag, plan C.
Well, I like the bottle idea. It's not what we're used to handling, and therefore I don't think it gives us as much control as this perhaps would.
It's what we're used to, I suppose.
Because this is
isn't it?
now, I would say, pretty good combination of batter and cake batter, or pancake and cake batter, but it's giving almost like choux pastry vibes now. And one thing I can pipe is eclairs. So, with a piping bag, maybe we get better. Pretty much our last attempt. Whoop.
Oh, what you've done there is a circular eclair.
I told you, I got more control with the piping bag.
Yes!
It's just a different form of plastic.
And it's floating.
Yes! We made it! You made it! Ben made it!
We got there. After some pretty poor attempts, I think that's good. As it cooks, it puffs up, then it crisps up, then it goes golden.
Yes. It's where you realise how useful the onion is in an onion ring.
Oh, look at the way the bubbles are rolling. It's so round and ring-shaped that it's almost mesmerising. I'd love to know in the comments how many people have tasted these and or made them.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a country so far from home, our home, and it's another dish we've never heard of before, and we get the chance to try. How should they be?
Yeah, I'm sure people are commenting as well who have made them, letting us know not only about the piping technique, but tips for perhaps browning them, the ratios of the ingredients. We've purposely had you eyeball things to try and get to the finished result from an image, basically for our watching enjoyment.
As always, I like applying the logic of what we know from other cuisines and other dishes. And we've definitely made sort of picarones before, which is like a sweet potato batter. We've made dosa before, using lentils.
But you've ended up as eclairs, as a technique.
Yeah.
So other recipes have things like fennel, some use coconut, banana, all sorts in them. So some texture can come from perhaps some of the other spices and ingredients used.
It's definitely ring-shaped, and it smells like fried dough.
It smells great.
I don't know, we might get one more out of this.
Let's give it a go.
Try.
That feels like a good one as well. That's puffed up instantly, actually.
That's it, nearly.
You know what?
That could
It's
be as
better,
close
isn't it?
as.
That is better.
Shall we tidy up, get those into the sexies, and try them and see how close we got? I love the evolution.
I love the end result. Well, I don't love it. I would like to make more batter and keep going, but I think
Yeah.
we got close.
Closer than where we started. We have got fluffy insides.
We've all got fluffy insides.
And golden, delicious outsides.
Ebbers, that last one, I think you pulled out of the bag.
Oh, that tiny one,
Out of the piping bag. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ian cardamom.
Oh my goodness, that tastes
cardamom is
amazing.
so
Life tastes better.
The cardamom in that is so fragrant.
What I love about the inside is it's not fluffy or spongy in the way that I'd imagined it, like a donut. It's actually chewy,
Chewy.
and
It's the glutinous.
and glutinous.
Yeah,
It's-
rice element.
What a great texture that is.
Yeah.
No idea if it's supposed to be like that, but it's delicious.
It's chewy and just brilliant.
No,
I still
don't go backwards.
No, I just
Don't go
wanted to
backwards.
taste the evolution. I'm not going near that plate.
A couple of things. This was before we added the extra sugar in, so it didn't colour as much, and I don't think the oil was as hot, so it absorbed too much oil rather than crisped up. And these first ones, I think, was the right temperature of oil and whatnot, but it was too thin to be able to puff.
Well, I think that is a great attempt, considering the obstacles that were presented to you.
I think it was super fun.
Yeah.
Not our best result in the A to Z.
No, there's an improvement to be made, but it's not all about you, it's about you. Let us know in the comments below any tips, any advice for how we can perfect this moving forward. And it's time to spin the wheel for O.
Oh.
I wonder where we're going.
I love the rules of a format. We still have to do it because that's just the way formats work.
Oh, there's a spin again though.
Just in case. I think we might be off to Amman.
Please be spin again. Oh,
Amman.
I'm on. Well, get commenting, social media, down below. What dishes from Amman should we challenge Ebbers to cook up next?